See, medical negligence cases are often complex. The reason being, to solve them, the understanding of law is important, but apart this, knowledge of medical science is also required. Therefore, court requires expert opinion to solve such cases. And for that, court often forms medical board with some specific hospital for their opinion. But the problem is, court puts the question to the medical board whether the doctor is medically negligent or not. This question in itself is legally incorrect. There are many Supreme Court rulings which says that court cannot ask such questions with the medical board. Why they cannot ask? What is the legally incorrect part? Let us understand in this video. So before moving on the Supreme Court rulings, let us understand with the help of one example. For example, a patient visited one hospital for abdominal pain. It was diagnosed that the patient was suffering with gallbladder stones. So the whole gallbladder has to be removed. After the surgery, the pain persisted. Doctor told there is no need to worry. It will subside after 2 to 3 weeks, and the follow-up medications was going on. But the patient visited to some other hospital, some third hospital, and there he underwent an ERCP procedure to know whether there is any leftover gallbladder stones or not. The ERCP report came and it showed that there were no gallbladder stones. The bile duct was normal. There was no injury to the bile duct. So there was no complication. But still the pain persisted. So after a time, in some other hospital only, the patient underwent an MRI scan. MRI report showed that there was bile duct injury and the bile juice is leaking from the ducts, which is a complication. Knowing this, the patient filed a medical negligence case against that first hospital and the doctor, stating that after the surgery, it has resulted into the bile duct injury. So the court formed a medical board with the question to find that whether the doctor is medically negligent or not. Now understand practically. Everything in India is overburdened. Medical board has various answers to give in various cases. This is not the only case to solve with the medical board, and the whole case file is sent to the medical board. Medical board, there are doctors in the medical board, and they are not going to read each and every paper of the case. So they will read the complaint. What is the complaint all about? Okay, the MRI shows the bile duct injury. Okay, let us see the MRI report. They will see the MRI. Okay, they will give the finding that the surgery was conducted, and after the surgery the MRI was conducted, which showed that there was bile duct injury. Therefore, the bile duct injury was due to the surgery conducted in the first hospital. So the doctor should be active at the time the question were framed in the court, because there are various Supreme Court rulings which says that this question, whether the doctor is negligent or not, is a part of adjudication, and this judgment has to be given by the court. It cannot be delegated to an expert. Court cannot ask an expert to decide whether a doctor is negligent or not. For that, a law of medical negligence is required, which will be applied by the court, and court will only decide it. So there is a Supreme Court ruling of 2009, Ramesh Chandra Agarwal versus Regency Hospital. It states the role of an expert is not to act as a judge or jury. Now, there is another Supreme Court ruling of 1979, which is followed till now. The State Delhi Administration versus Paliram. In this case, Supreme Court held and observed that an expert cannot be sure that his opinion is correct. This is because the expert opinion depends upon the questions put to him. And if the question is wrong, the answer will also be wrong. The court cannot ask him whether the doctor is negligent or not. It has to ask the specific question. The court will understand the case first and will put the specific question. And the duty of an expert is to stick on those questions, give observation on those questions only, with the reasoning, with the medical literature and other documents to support his observation. The court has to see whether the observation on the specific questions of the expert is based on some reasoning or not. So in this case, what question should have been put by the court to the expert to solve the case? For that, let us understand the case, what actually happened. The surgery was conducted in the first hospital, then the ERCP was conducted. If there would have been injury in the bile duct due to this surgery, it would have been shown in the ERCP report. But the ERCP report showed everything was normal. After this ERCP, the MRI was done. MRI showed that there was bile duct injury. This is because bile duct injury is a known complication of this ERCP test. How ERCP is done, do you know? A pipe is inserted through the mouth. It goes from the food pipe, and from the pipe, in the middle of the pipe, there is an endoscope, a camera with some instruments which is inserted from the mouth, goes into the food pipe esophagus, then enters into the pancreas, cannulated various times, then it enters into the gallbladder, then duct, and it is being seen from that camera, from that endoscope, that whether everything is correct on the right place or not, whether there is any injury or not, and after that it is removed. In this inserting and from the removal of that endoscope and duct, the injury in the bile duct is a known complication. So the question should be of the court, the doctor should have framed such questions and given the suggestion to the court to form this question, that whether the ERCP report conducted at the other hospital showed any gallbladder stone, showed any bile duct injury, showed any bile leak due to the surgery conducted at the first hospital. The answer would be no, it doesn't. It did not show any bile duct injury. Next question, whether the bile duct injury is a known complication of ERCP or not. The answer would be yes, and you could confirm it by attaching the medical literature also. The case file is sent, and in the evidence you can attach the medical literature which says that ERCP has a known complication of bile duct injury. Another question, in this case the MRI report which shows the bile duct injury, is it possible that it is due to the ERCP? The case will be solved. Are you able to get my point? The report will come in the favor of doctor in this case because he is correct. If the bile duct injury is due to the ERCP, how the doctor is negligent? He has not done any breach of his duty. So the point I want to make is, for medical board opinion, the questions which are sent are the basis of the case. So it is very important to form those questions. So be aware of your case, read your case very carefully, understand it, then consult your advocate how to frame such suitable questions to have the suitable medical report in the favor.